is happening here? I just shooted the 110 followers video. And then, just a few days later, 120 people here. Where are you coming from? Hello! This is where you find the most authentic stuff. I'm not faking anything. It's Wednesday evening, quite late, and this is what I'm doing. He's like, I want to go to sleep. I'm such a person that I'm interested in so many things in life, and I want to learn new stuff all the time, that I've decided that I'm not gonna use like most of my life worrying about cleaning the house. So I've developed a system that is kind of the bare minimum level of house tasks that I'm going to take care of. And I'll share you that system with you, because it's not like a system that keeps your house perfectly clean, but it's a system that keeps my mind clear, so that I know that I'm doing enough, that is good enough, and then I can use my time for other more inspiring things.
So, the first principle of lazy cleaner is that before starting any new task, use just 5 minutes for cleaning the room where you are going to spend your time next. I give you a few examples. For example, before I enjoy my breakfast, I just used around 5 minutes, like for example, taking care of the dishwashing or something like that, so that it makes the room more comfortable for me to spend time in there. And 5 minutes, anyone can do that. This doesn't mean that when you are like just moving from room to another, that you would spend 5 minutes in every room cleaning. No, it's the room where you are going to place yourself next, and you are going to take care that that place is just a little bit cleaner when you start the task than it was 5 minutes before. So take no stress about this. At first it might feel hard, but in a time it becomes easier and easier. The second system I have is that I have this kind of list on my mobile phone. And every day I will do 3 tasks from this list. Like, for example, if this would be Monday, I would wash the laundry, take the trashes out, and wash the dishes. And then I move these tasks to the bottom of the list, so that next day I would do organizing stuff, wiping off the dust, wash the laundry, and then I move these to the bottom of the list. And of course, I'm not like wiping the dust all the time from the same room, but next day I'm moving to different room. So this way, house get a little bit more organized day by day.
In practice, I'm using daily from half an hour to 1 hour for cleaning up the house. And it makes me, of course, wonder what would happen to our home if all the family members would do this bare minimum. Think about that. Help your mom. Next, I'm going to go through my budget, just put down the expenses from this day. That's what I'm doing every day. Tomorrow is my payday, so this is when I calculate how much money I can use in next 30 days. And at this point, the budget for our family groceries, like food that I buy from grocery store, is like 20 euros a day. That means that I'm going to make a shopping list for a week, and that will be around 143 euros worth. So I'm very, I know where the money goes. I also have budgeted 50 euros a month for my lunches that I eat out when I'm at the office. And then I have a budget like 300 euros for anything fun activities, meaning like going out with friends or visiting some cultural events. But that money is all the same money that if there is something left at the end of the month, that I will move to my savings account and use for future traveling. So I have a motivation not to spend all of that money. Then I'm calculated like 50 euros for using public transportation. That's around about the cost of the 1 month ticket. Then I have also like put around 300 euros for I'm saving for own car. So that is where I'm going to save some money. And then I have budgeted 200 euros for any health costs. I know that I'm going to buy some medicines for my family members this month, and then if I'm not spending all of that money, then I'll use it later for something like massage or something luxurious, and something that makes you feel good, or maybe some sport trip or something. I'm putting 350 euros directly to savings account and for investments, and then I'm saving 300 euros a month for hobbies, family for all the, like for me and for the kids, but we never spend that much. So also that money goes partly to savings, so that we can make later on some hobby related experiences. We are on this house 50%. So I own half, and my husband owns half. Although from my half, bank owns half of that. I still have some loan, but I'm going to pay like 750 euros a month, that mortgage. Then I'm going to spend like 100 euro for organizing a cleaning service for my mother's house. And then I need around 100 euros a month for things like insurances and some like streaming services and mobile phone line and whatever fixed costs. And then my husband takes care of costs like electricity bill, and then the monthly fee that goes for this housing, I don't know, unit, for maintenance of the unit. So that is how things are going right now. And I'm surprised to hear that I also have a system for how I make the list for groceries that I need to buy for the next week. Of course, I have like list of those items that I buy weekly. That is ready-made, things like milk and fruit and whatever. But then I will check the cupboards and check what are the dates of the products, what I have to use soon, and make one food based on those items, and then buy whatever I need extra to make it work. Then I'm going to use, I have a receipt book where I write down recipes that I have liked. So I take one recipe from there, so that I know that I guaranteed to have some favorite food during next week. And then I'm checking the couple of online sites where they have these weekly recipes, and I'm picking one new recipe that I've never tried before, and then rest of the food is just going to be random stuff. But since the budget is so tight, there won't be much of that random stuff. So let's see what the shopping list will look like.
Avocado, banana, grapefruit, onions, lettuce, carrots, cucumber, apples, potatoes, tomatoes, strawberry soup, then some Emmental cheese, then some salmon, some tuna, tomato sauce, then some breakfast products like granolas and cornflakes, pasta, rye bread, some carrot rolls, chicken, ham. Then this is like meat for the traditional meat pot. More ham, protein puddings, chocolate taste, 2 types of milks, eggs. This is some kind of sour yogurt. Then chicken, whole chicken, and then onion mixed with potatoes, sliced, reindeer with potato sauce, and then tortilla stuff. And I'm going to make out 6 dinners out of this stuff, and then I have some stuff in the freezer already that I can use for preparing food for the family.
Now I'm checking my calendar for tomorrow. Seems like I'm having 4 hours of video meetings. That's too much, I think. And then I have just like 3.5 hours time to make those tasks, which include writing blogs at least.
And here is an example of me doing that 5-minute cleaning task before I'm going to enjoy my dinner. Dinner today was some elk with rye bread, cheese, vegetables, and fruit.
1:30. I'm trying to get to sleep, but he's on my bed.
Good morning, or in Finnish, hyvää huomenta.
Fine stretching. Let's go. Lähdetään lenkille. So the weather condition today is that it's getting slushy. So we have to keep walking on the streets and go into the forest because we would fall deep to the snow. First meeting of the day will start at 9, so in 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes. So I won't be at home when that starts, but I will join that meeting from this walking the dog time, and that's totally fine. It's not minus temperatures anymore, it's not frozen, and that causes birds to come out. I hear lots of birds' voices from the forest. So forest is there. That is where we are not going because we would fall into the snow. But here's a path. Today I'm listening to podcast around topic traveling coasts. Right now I'm listening to a podcast where they explain that they had to take some vaccines before they travel, and vaccines costed something like $1,000 per person. Oh, here we get the vaccines free, but of course I know that we have a higher taxes, and our vaccines are covered from those tax money, so basically they are not free. But €1,000 or dollars. Oh, that sucks. Sorry for you. Meeting starts now. Theme of today's first meeting was brand campaigns. So we were talking about what kind of marketing and what channels and what kind of partnerships we should be building now. So I have told him that if he can be good boy and not crying after people going out, he gets a sausage, and then he forgets the crying and barking. There you are. Oh, it's my breakfast time. It's 10:15. But before that, I'm going to put some dirty dishes in the dishwasher. Look at this mess. Isn't it too much? Breakfast today is tea with milk and then some blueberries with chocolate protein pudding and then some granola. While eating the breakfast, I'm reading a book by Kari Hotakainen. This book draws a picture of what it would be like, in a very sarcastic way, if everybody would move into cities and leave countryside, and then animals would take over all the other areas of the country, but the cities, and what would happen in the overcrowded cities and stuff like that, but in a funny way. Let me share with you a small daily writing practice, just for fun, just for how to start writing just some random text and keep your ideas fresh. Go to Wikipedia and select random article. For me, this brought Mark Woodhead. And this is the person from which perspective, person or thing, and you are writing from that person's or thing's perspective. And what are you writing about? Check the latest video or photo from your phone, and that's your subject. So in my today's practice, Mark is writing about Heli explaining about this writing method. What would he think? This is my end result. I have half an hour time before the next meeting starts, so I'll check my email and then meeting time it is. Now I'm going to wash some dishes while I'm at the same time in the meeting. Managed to do the dishes before the meeting starts, so now I can concentrate to the meeting even better. My assistant is a bit tired. That material was about coordinating sales materials, and now I just have 2 minutes break and next meeting. That meeting was about, well, in my workplace we have just put like 5 units together and formed a one company that puts all these 5 companies together. And it means that we used to have own processes, own tools, own ways of doing stuff, and now we have to unite our ways of working. So it was kind of cooperative discussion. Now I have 9 minutes break. I'm going to cut some vegetables so that I will have lunch ready after next meeting. And actually this next meeting is such that I can very well cut onions while I'm doing at the same time at the meeting. Actually, it's a toilet break and you are not coming with me. I'm sorry. I know you would like to, but no.
Lunch was same stuff than yesterday's dinner. Elk and vegetables and cheese.
Fourth meeting of the day was about social media accounts and how we organize materials now that we are combined. And now starts the last meeting of the day. It's 3 p.m. and 1 hour more. I can do it. And here we are.
Nap time after all the meetings.
6 p.m. Now I'm going out for a walk. Why not? Such lovely weather. Friend goes to pick up a packet from the post office. We can't go in there, so we are waiting outdoors. A 50-minute walk done in the cold rain. Topi got some tuna and elk and then dog food. Tasty. It's 7 in the evening, but I try to create still a draft for a blog because deadline is tight. 8:30, time to quit working for today. I have bought tickets to a show where normal people, read out loud their teenage diaries. So kind of text that you have written when you're around from 12 to 16, 18 years old. And that is funny to listen to those texts. So I bought tickets for 2 and I am going to surprise one of my friends and send her the ticket to the show. It is 10 p.m. Taking trashes out. Snow has almost melted. No, it hasn't. That is a good point to end this video. That was 24 hours of my life. See you when I have 130 followers. That's when the camera will go on next time. What did you think about my systems? Let me know, and if there are any questions you'd like me to answer, just comment and please subscribe.